Want to create amazing backgrounds using sprays like you see in all those YouTube videos, but don't want to spend the dollars to get the sprays? Then this video is for you. Here's a sneak peek at the vibrant colors you can get with your new homemade sprays. So here you see the homemade sprays that I've made today using a product you might have in your kitchen cupboard. Wilton Icing color. It comes in these containers or smaller ones if you get them in a set. It's gel and it makes vibrant, beautiful sprays with a satin kind of finish. I know you've seen other videos on how to make your own alcohol inks and sprays, but this is non-toxic, being edible. Perfectly safe to use with your children and yourself. They come in the bigger size. You can get these at Michael's, Walmart, and I've even seen them in our dollar store. The dollar store that I have locally is called Your Dollar Store with More. But check any dollar store. You can get a larger size for about $3, which should make about 6 of these 2.5-ounce spray bottles, depending on how much color you want. These spray bottles I've gotten at our dollar store. It's a Craft Medley brand, and you get 2 for $1.25, $1.50. I know that Dollarama and other dollar stores with different names carry the same brand, so check around. You can also buy them or similar bottles on YouTube or on Amazon. You don't have to buy them. You can use eyeglass cleaner or other aerosol containers that you have at home. The ones that you can buy on Amazon are about half this size, but that just means you can store, need less space for storage. So all I'm going to need is the dye, a sprayer, and warm water. I just ran the tap water hot. If you have water softener in your hot water, you may want to use bottled water that you heat up. The newer color gels are more liquidy, more like jam, and dissolve quicker. But some of the stuff that I have is older and it's very gummy, and it takes a little bit more. So I found the warm water worked better. And of course, brand new product, can't even get it opened. So I'm going to make, this is royal blue. I've already made a sky blue color that I had. Now these are all products that I had in my kitchen cupboard from cake decorating and cookie decorating. So I'm just putting it in with the palette. Now, the smaller version of them, I've seen or heard that use 1/4 of the little small container for one of these bottles. But play with the amount to get the vibrancy that you want. Now you'll see that I put a paper towel underneath, and that's to catch any residue and not to waste any of the ink or the coloring. I recycle these once they're full of dye, as I'll show you later, and use them for collaging and other projects. So right off the bat, we have, and there's my sky blue. Already it's a different color, but I want it a little bit darker, so I'm going to add a little bit more. That's the joy of mixing it. You can mix it the way you want it. You can mix several blues, all a different shade or tone. You can also mix colors. And as a handy guide, you can go onto the Wilton web page, and they have how to mix up and get various colors and shades if that's what you want to do. They also have a wide array of colors that you can buy, especially in the bigger containers, while you get a basic selection in the kits. So you can see the vibrancy on the paper, and this dries pretty much the way it comes on. It doesn't fade out. Now this is a non-gessoed surface. It does get a little bit paler if you put it on a gesso surface, as do any of the sprays. So you can see quite clearly the two different colors or shades of blue. Now these are, I had these contain these gel colorants, so I didn't go buy anything specific. You can just have the primary colors and mix other colors from there using your color wheel and what you know about colors. So just to review, now I'm going to make the Juniper Green. And well, before I do that, I'm going to show you the napkin that I had collected all the dyes or the colorant from before. Now I'm going to separate them from the 2-ply and dry them and use them as a background in of itself, or as ripped up and as a collage piece mixed with other assortments. So you can see how quickly the fresh gel colorant mixes with the water. If your paste or your gel has kind of glopped up a little bit and is really, really sticky, don't worry. It takes longer for it to dissolve in the water, but it does. All of mine did, and mine are probably 4 years old. And there is my Juniper Green. And there's my leaf green. So again, I've got 2 shades of green. But you can mix that by adding brown or black to your colorant. So I'm just adding more water to this napkin, this paper towel, and folding it up so it gets all soaked with color. And one more piece for my collage. Beautiful. That will be great to collage an evergreen forest in a future project. Subscribe to my channel and you won't miss the projects that use these. Before I show you how each of these sprays, I'm just going to show you how I labeled all my containers. I just, once they were mixed up and the color was fully dissolved, I painted one of these little tags from the dollar store with the color and then printed the color on it. This way I know exactly the shade that I'm going to get. Sometimes if you put 2 layers of spray, you get a darker color. So you can play with that as well. So now I can see the orange and the red and the pink, what the difference is. So here is a stencil, and I'm just going to spray through the stencil, one of our favorite pastimes. And I'm going to do orange. And blue, royal blue. Nope. First is sky blue and then royal blue. Or purple. Sorry. And yellow. And like any stencil, you can place it upside down and get kind of that ghost print on there. I'm drawing the colors here just to show you that they do dry pretty much as they come out. They don't fade away. And again, this is on a non-gessoed paper. The weight of the paper is a little bit more than a Xerox paper. The picture that was at the beginning of the video shows these sprayed through stencils after they're completely dry. So you can check out the vibrancies by going back to that. So there's just the ghost print. It will be necessary to wash the stencil, but just dipping in water and it comes right out. Because it is dissolvable in water, it can be reactivated by water. So you want to make sure that you don't cause yourself problems. So there's the sky blue. Juniper green. The pink. Another stencil. Red. And it looks fair. It's kind of on the orangey side. I did go back and add some more of the gel, and I did get a bit of a darker red. It also dried a little bit darker red, as you'll see if you go back to the picture at the beginning. Leaf green, and that's the burgundy. I might go back and add some red to the burgundy just to get a little bit more. It's reading very browny, which I might leave and use as a brown. But that's the magic of this. You can make your own custom colors to suit your purposes. Last stencil. This is black. Now, I don't know if you can get other sprays in black. I haven't seen any. I did add some blue to my black as it was reading on the greener side, and I wanted more of a Payne's gray black with the blue tinge. But again, play with it to make it how you like it. While I plan on doing videos to show using these sprays, using the various techniques, such as the salt technique, I thought I'd do a quick one here, putting it on a gessoed surface and seeing if you could take it off with a baby wipe. As a bit of an aside here, while I'm spraying this, I did put Mod Podge on some of the spray through the stencils. The lighter colors did not seem to reactivate. The purple and the royal blue did a little bit. You had to use a very light hand. So that's something to be aware of. So here I'm just spraying it with purple, blue, and a little bit of pink, and drying it with the heat gun. You can also add water to it like you see in some of the other sprays. I just chose not to. So there it's dry, and you can see the bit of a satiny finish. The Inktense Blocks sprays had a more matte finish, and you can see how easy it is for me to take off the paint through the stencil to get that technique. Now, as with any sprays, if your baby wipe is fairly wet or you press very hard, you will have some leakage underneath the stencil, which is the case here, but I wasn't being as careful as I would if I was actually doing a page. I was going quickly for the purposes of the video. So you do see some seepage underneath, but you definitely can get this to work with these sprays. And I could not get this to work with my Inktense Block sprays. So that is a distinct difference and a reason why I will use these sprays more than the Inktense Block sprays. So again, cleaning your stencils with a baby wipe or just tossing it in a tub. Look at the gorgeousness, the colored paper towels that I created making my homemade sprays, all ready to become a colorful, interesting background or collage piece for an upcoming project. Thanks for watching.